The Sphero Lightning McQueen is a product that I don't own, but hey, that doesn't stop me from talking about its early concept art. Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another video and to another episode of The Story Of. Today I'm going to be breaking down some old Sphero Lightning McQueen concept art that shows a whole bunch of cool things about the product itself, as well as some earlier designs for McQueen's paint jobs in Cars 3. Alright, so I do want to mention that I'm not really going through the technical parts of, like, the technical development of how the technology works for the Sphero McQueen, because, quite frankly, I would not do a very good job explaining that. Instead, I'm going to be going through more of the canonical significance and the different things that changed with McQueen throughout the development, not really how the technology changed. And just so you know, all the artwork shown here is from an artist by the name of Jim Stegall, or Stegall. I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong. But he did do the concept art for this McQueen. And let's start off with this picture here, where you can just see a bit of some of the technical stuff that I'm not going to get into with how it works. But you can see some early paint jobs for the McQueen toy itself, using this system with much larger wheels in the back, and you can see it's labeled Ollie driven McQueen. You can see what looks like another Sphero product down there that's basically just propelled by two large wheels, which would give McQueen kind of an awkward Whiplash Racers sort of look, where the back wheel is large and the front wheel is tiny. But of course you can just see a nice normal red McQueen, and also a blue version, of course probably meant to simulate Dynaco McQueen, except the lightning bolt's yellow there. Actual Dynaco McQueen would have a blue lightning bolt as well. But the most important difference here is that instead of the Rusty's logo, a Sphero logo takes prominence on his hood. It would have been interesting to see this actually exist, just because it's so far from the actual canonical McQueen design, but I'm really happy that an actual McQueen became the basis for this, and also he was proportionally accurate as compared to this. But it's still a very interesting early idea. We then have these two pictures that Jim Stegall explains on his blog, and I will link the page on this down in the comments and also in the description. He mentions that these were potential charging station ideas or just cool display cases. Of course, you can see McQueen here at the piston cup, as well as one that should be popping up right now of McQueen doing a cool jump off of a little cliff in Radiator Springs. You could see Cadillac Range in the background there. The really interesting thing about this is that neither of these pictures have the extreme details like Rusty's logo on the hood or the 95s, but that's probably just because how, just like in Pixar's official storyboards, just to get the idea across that this is Lightning McQueen, that's all you need to know. They'll just quickly draw McQueen and then add the lightning bolt. No other details are really needed. So up next we have this cool set of storyboards that basically were supposed to show like your experience the first time you used the McQueen. I believe it was also used as a pitch. The artist who made all these worked at Sphero, he said. So I'm just going to read you guys through it. You can see Mac saying, "Hey boss, it's showtime!" And on the side of the Mac collar there, not only can you see a Cars 3 on the bottom, the McQueen drawn on the side is actually taken out from other early concept art. You can also see that McQueen's mouth is notably on its own little separate plate. That's because originally they were planning to use a digital screen for the mouth, much like how the actual McQueen has a screen for his eyes. But of course the final McQueen has just a normal mouth. I believe it's a rubber material. You can see, we see our Sphero Lightning McQueen premium package, and it looks just like Mac. I am Speed, McQueen says. Mac comes to life, makes sounds and lights up as he drops his gate to reveal Lightning McQueen. Now, I'm pretty sure this, sadly, didn't make it. It didn't make the cut. I'm pretty sure this Mac was not used as this packaging. McQueen yells, "Ka-chow!" Ka-chow! Lightning rolls out and performs his signature shiny move. "Hi there, I'm Lightning. Then he says, let's download the app and drive. Lightning introduces himself to the user and prompts him to download the app that connects him. On to page 2, it shows some cool things of McQueen actually driving. Float like a Cadillac, sting like a Beamer. Of course, a quote from the first Cars movie. The user should immediately be able to start driving Lightning around. Doc taught me about dirt racing. Lightning can tell you stories. And then I like how McQueen is drawn doing turn right to go left. He even has a little dust cloud coming off of him. Then we have this cool one of McQueen saying, "Hey, you're going to dent my bumper!" Full exclamation point above him as he rams into that wall. And Lightning should be able to give you immediate feedback on your experience. Let me help you. That's it. You got it. And walk you step by step through tutorials to help you master controlling him. Going through the concept art of this has really pitched me on this McQueen. I need to go pick this up now. And the final page is my favorite. McQueen really picks up speed on the straight. Additionally, we could utilize commentary from Daryl Cartrip and Bob Cutlass via device while McQueen's dialogue comes from the car itself. "Oh man, I'm getting low on fuel." Lightning can let you know when he's feeling low on energy. "Hey boss, come on in and rest up," and can then be driven back into our Mac box. "Thanks, Mac, I'm feeling better already," which is also a charging dock. That's such a cool concept. That is awesome. And it's a shame that that actually wasn't used. And this, just in case you were wondering or haven't seen it, is what the finalized box looks like. And like I said earlier, you can see the mouth isn't a digital screen, but again, it was considered to be from early on. Now, up next I'm going to show you guys our second to last thing here. What I'm really disappointed didn't make the cut. This was McQueen's charging port being the War Wagon. War Wagon is basically a NASCAR toolbox, but in the Cars universe, it's what the cars sit on, such as Doc or Smokey. When a diecast, such as Doc with Stand or the upcoming Smokey with Stand is released, the stand is also known as a War Wagon. And this charging port idea is just so inspired, and is just so awesome. So you can see Lightning Spot, he sits up on top, you got an LED display screen, the Sphero logo on front of the War Wagon, a whole bunch of stuff like wrenches and... Are those gloves? Those look like human hand mittens, or gloves, which is a bit weird, but okay. You could also see on the side Luigi's Racing Series tires, which I just love, and my favorite part of it all is the charger is labeled as Flo's gas pump charger. Of course, you could see the gas pump. And from the way that it's all drawn, it looks like Flo's gas pump charger is on a hinge, and since the door's up, maybe it could have folded in. And finally, guys, I'm going to show you some of the unused artwork for McQueen itself, which gives us a pretty cool look at the original version of Fabulous Lightning McQueen. And the final thing I'm going to show you guys today is some really cool artwork on how McQueen's mouth moved. That also gives us a bit of insight on what Fabulous McQueen originally looked like and how it differs from his final appearance. But before I go into that, I'm just going to talk about what they say here about the mouth. The Doc Hudson paint, as it's labeled in terms of Fabulous McQueen, is using an animatronic soft plastic mouth bumper piece, which is what was used on the final product. Whereas Classic McQueen, underneath him, the Classic Red McQueen, is using an electronic mouthpiece. I'm really happy that they went with the animatronic piece compared to the digital screen, because, yeah, it doesn't look too good. The eyes on the final McQueen look pretty cool, but having the mouth like that too, I don't think would work very well. But you can see at the bottom of the left side of the screen, a variety of emotions can be achieved with minimal mouth movement and eye emote animations, and there's a pretty cool selection of artwork on how a little rod would move McQueen's mouth, and I absolutely love that sad picture of McQueen. All of these pictures are great. And I'm just gonna read off the rest here. For Fabulous McQueen and Classic McQueen, they're both labeled with the screen playing eye emote animations. Whereas at the bottom, for Classic McQueen, the screen is playing animated phrases. Once again, I'm really happy they went with the animatronic piece compared to the mouth being a digital screen. But on to how Fabulous McQueen looks. It's pretty interesting because you could see a 51 on his side, which didn't make the cut in the final movie. Lightning McQueen written on the side as compared to the Fabulous Lightning McQueen. It's in a bit of a different font, but still pays pretty great homage to Doc. I really like how he's using white wall tires, just like the ones Doc used to have, except his have little lightning bolts in the center. And up on top, I'm not quite sure if that's supposed to say 95 or 51, but considering what's closest to us looks like a 5, I would assume that that's supposed to be a 95, since it looks like the 5 is facing us as compared to facing the 1, if that made any sense. And underneath that you can see Classic McQueen, which is a much darker red than the finalized McQueen design for Cars 3. He doesn't have the flames at the tips of the lightning bolt. And he also has a white outline around the lightning bolt as well. And that's pretty much it. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time on The Story Of. Bye now.